Two, 2 months. How? He was fine till yesterday. Doctor frowned and exchanged glances with nurses. Are you sure he's your husband? He's here from past 2 months. 2 months ago, he got brought here after an accident. He didn't have any identity card or phone with him, so we couldn't look for his family. But where were you? You should have looked for him. Now Wine was in complete confusion. She took a deep breath while gulping her saliva and moved towards that lying figure. Taehyung. A shaking whisper left her mouth and she was about to touch him, but a knock on door grabbed her attention. She turned towards the door and her hand clutched on her dress. Ma'am, we should go home now. One gulp and took a glance of that unconscious figure. Was said to come back fast. Wine nodded her head while biting her lip and started walking towards him. She was covering that unconscious figure. That's why Jihoon didn't saw him. Wine entered in the house and her gaze went on Taehyung, who was making out with the girl on couch. She gulped when she felt that clenching feeling in her heart. No matter how much she wanted to not feel hurt, but she always gets hurt whenever she sees anything like that. She thought to just ignore them and go in her bedroom, but Taehyung saw her. Oh, Wine, I was waiting for you. He got up from couch and Wine saw that girl's face. Wine's eyes widened after seeing her. She was the same girl from whom Wine took the phone. I guess you are surprised after seeing Hyuna. He smirked and went towards Wine. Wine started getting scared now, as she's sure he will hurt her physically. Taehyung. She started taking back steps. I told you to not use your mind, right? Then how dare you to contact your dad, huh? He clenched his teeth and grabbed her. Wine hissed in pain. Leave me. You like when I hurt you, don't you? That's why you always pissed me off, huh? He put more pressure on his hand and her tears started falling down. Please leave me. She spoke in whisper. She was pregnant and doesn't wanted her child to get hurt. Anyhow, I won't make you angry now. Please leave me. She pleaded as she knew he can hurt her more. He can hurt too much which can harm her child. Taehyung smirked, seeing her pleading, and he pushed her away. She was about to fall but somehow held herself from landing on floor. This time I'm letting you go, but next time I won't leave you easily, so think before making me angry. He held her hand and started dragging her towards her bedroom. Taehyung. He pushed her inside and locked the door. When tears started falling and she held her stomach. I don't know what I will do now, baby. She sat on bed and her mind went on the person whom she saw in the hospital. 2 months. Wine sobbed hard while thinking about those beautiful times which she spent with him. Taehyung was such a caring and sweet husband before, but suddenly he changed. From past 2 months, he became... Who was he? She screamed loudly and Jihoon came inside the house after hearing her loud scream. Ma'am, he saw her lying near stairs and he immediately went to her. What happened? I slipped from stairs. Please take me hospital. She was covering her head and there was blood on the floor. I'll call boss. Call him later. First take me hospital. Can't you see I'm in pain? She cried. Her elbow, knees and head were... Oh, okay, let's go. He helped her in getting up from floor. She groaned and hissed in pain. Walk carefully. Dr. Doctor came inside her room and she clutched her fist on bedsheet after recognizing him. He was the same doctor whom she saw in that man's room. Leave the room, he ordered to Ji-hoon. I'm her bodyguard, I will stay here with her. Doctor raised his eyebrow and took a glass of wine. Who will attack her in a closed room? You do your work, I will stay here. Mister, you can't stay here. Leave the room right now. Ji-hoon looked at wine. Go, I won't do anything. What are you talking about? He raised his eyebrow as he got suspicious about it now. Treat her fast. He went out of Wine's room while calling Taehyung. Doctor sighed. Nurse put everything on table and doctor started treating her wound. Rest for a while, then you can leave. Can I stay here a little longer? I'm feeling pain, so okay. Thank you. Doctor nodded his head and went out of her room. Wine sighed loudly and kissed her belly. Mama will correct everything, baby. She mumbled and slightly patted her stomach. She's resting. Let her rest for a while. She will rest at home. I gave her medicine and she is sleeping. Don't you know there is rest needed after getting medicine? But her injuries were light and I'm sure she didn't got heavy medicine. Doctor got suspicious as he remembered how Ji-hoon denied to leave room earlier and what Wine said. Why are you so eager to take her home, huh? Nothing. I will wait till she's resting. Doctor gave him a suspicious look and walked away. Ji-hoon sighed and called Taehyung. Wine got up from bed and put a pillow on her place. She covered pillow with the blanket and went out to a store. She peeked out and saw Ji-hoon talking on phone. He was looking in other direction. She took off her top. She was wearing another top inside. She covered her face with a scarf and slowly stepped out of room. Ji-hoon turned around and saw her walking away, but he couldn't recognize her, as she was wearing different clothes and even her head was covered. She walked away and Ji-hoon went to check Wine's room. He opened the door and saw a lying figure on bed, covered in blanket. He stepped out and shut the door. Boss, she is sleeping. Keep eyes on her. I will be there in some time. Yes, boss. When came on the floor on which that person is, she looked around and then entered in his room. There was not any doctor or nurse in his room. She took a deep breath and locked the door. There was curtains on door. She pulled that so no one will see her. She turned around and gulped while looking at him. She took a few deep breaths and started walking towards him. How is it possible? How two people can look alike? She sat on a chair beside him and stared at him. Her heartbeat raced. Taehyung. She slowly lifted her hand and put on his forehead. Her heart skipped a beat. That touch felt very familiar to her. Her body seems recognizing that touch. She immediately pulled away her hand and her tears started filling in her eyes. You, Taehyung. She covered her mouth. She wasn't believing it. She gulped down her saliva and pulled blanket away. She slowly pulled his sleeve of right hand. You got tattoo. Are you stupid? It must be so painful. It wasn't, but I really wanted to get one tattoo from very long, and after you came in my life, I got sure what I should get in tattoo. When blinked, she wasn't happy with him getting her to get one tattoo of her name. Why are you giving me this look? It must have hurt a lot. Her expression was saying how much worried she was. Hey, it's fine. It wasn't even that much painful. Don't feel sad now. He spoke while pulling her in his embrace. Don't do anything like that again. Okay, I won't do anything like this without your permission, ma'am. Wine's tears started falling non-stop after seeing her name tattoo on his arm. She felt someone just pushed her from the cliff. Taehyung, how? What happened all this? And I wasn't even knowing about it. Hey, Taehyung, open your eyes. She leaned down and kissed his all over face. Taehyung, please. She cried. She was feeling the unbearable pain in her chest. Taehyung, wake up. See, I'm pregnant. See, I'm finally pregnant, Taehyung. Please wake up. Please open your eyes. She cupped his cheeks while leaning close to his face, and her tears were falling on his face. Please open your eyes. I'm sorry I got late in coming to you, but now please open your eyes. She sat back on chair and held his hand. Feel it. She put his hand on her stomach. Please, love, get up. You have to get up for me, for us. She was crying badly. His one finger moved, which was in her hand, but she couldn't notice that. Then please wake up. She whispered and laid her head on his chest, and she felt like home. From past 2 months, she was feeling like she is living in hell, but finally she got comfort of her home. But that home was cold. It wasn't giving her warmth. She held his hand tightly, like if she left his hand, then he will go somewhere far away from her, while her soul was echoing in that closed room. Who locked the door? Someone knocked on the door and one side widened. Doctor, are you inside? She looked around while panicking, but there was no place to hide. What I will do now? They will ask me hundreds of questions, and those guards are here. Who is inside? Open the door fast. One gulp, and she had no other option. She leaned towards Taehyung and placed a kiss on his forehead. We are waiting for you. She took a last glance of Taehyung and went to open the door. Who is inside? Open the door fast. She knocked on the door. Sister, can you help me? Nurse turned her head towards the voice. Where is your husband? She went towards that woman. When opened the door and peeked out, there was no one. She took a deep breath and immediately stepped out. That nurse helped woman and came back to Taehyung's room. Hey, who is inside? She pushed the door and it got opened. When immediately headed towards entrance, as she wanted to escape from here as soon as possible. She was walking fastly while covering her face, and she was even looking around to check that fake Taehyung's man and she bumped with someone. I'm sorry, my attention was not. She saw the person and her eyes widened. Where are you going, baby? He raised his eyebrow while he has a dirty smirk on his face. Wine gulped, and her heartbeat started racing in fear. He shifted his gaze from her eyes to her forehead, warned. Seems like you're completely fine, so we should go back home now. He held her hand, but she shook her head while trying to pull her hand out of his grip. Leave my hand. He didn't say anything and started walking. I said, leave my hand. She raised her voice and grabbed a lot of people's attention. Big Taehyung turned towards her while raising his eyebrow. What are you trying to do? I will not come with you. I know you are not Taehyung. That man's eyes widened. Help me. This man. She couldn't complete her sentence when she felt something poking in her stomach. Let's go, ma'am. He pointed on her stomach and her heart shook in fear. I'm sorry, everyone. My wife is mentally sick, so she's getting scared. Please don't mind her. Baby, let's go. How we will trust you? She's looking scared. I'm CEO of Diamond Group, Kim Taehyung, and this is my wife, Kim Wine. She's mentally disturbed after face and she's blaming me for that. That's why she's scared of me. Wine got more scared when he talked about her miss. I hope you understand the situation. My wife is disturbed. He bent a little and lifted Wine in his arm. Wine felt uncomfortable by his touch. Please, uncle, try to understand. They already said what you tried to do, so don't think I will trust you. Doctor sighed loudly. Uncle, please. Lily, leave. I'm not gonna trust your lie and don't think you will get back in hospital. Wine isn't problem, Uncle. Taehyung is her and cheating on her. I know Taehyung from childhood. He can never do anything like that. But I didn't expect you will play dirty and try to break my daughter's marriage. Doctor bite her lower lip. She tries so many times to tell everyone how is Taehyung, but that fake Taehyung already told everyone a fake story of how doctor him and then tried to take advantage. And now no one is believing her and she even lost her job. Now leave or else I'll call security. Taehyung dragged Wine inside the house and pushed her away. I must say, you got good mind, but unfortunately, this good mind will create a lot of problems for you. He took a seat on the couch and stared at her. Who are you? I know you are not Taehyung. Then tell me, who are you? He laughed and sat on the couch like a king. So unfortunately, you recognize me. I'm impressive. I'll try to stay away from you as much as possible. But in the last, you could know I'm not your stupid husband Taehyung. Fake Taehyung barely stayed around Wine in 2 months, and whenever he was around her, he behaved coolly and rudely, and most of the time, he was just her for her small mistakes. He smirked and Wine glared him with her teary eyes. You're absolutely right. I'm not your husband. I'm his twin brother, Sanjay. Wine's eyes widened after hearing that. And wanna know, where is your husband? He smirked wildly. Wine's fist clenched on her cloth after hearing that. And now I will kill his little sister too. Wine's eyes widened after hearing that, and she immediately covered her stomach with her hand while shaking her head. Why didn't you tell me about your pregnancy, huh? And what was that hurting yourself to go hospital, huh? You thought you can fool me, huh? How stupid. This house had so many CCTV camera. And this report. You should have kept it safely if you wanted to hide about your pregnancy from me. He pointed on a paper and Wine bit her lower lip. She didn't thought he will check her room. Which month is going on? She remained silent. Was my brother knowing about that shit, huh? He took her in his hand and played with it. Tell me, baby, I asked something. You're disgusting. How can you harm your own brother, huh? He stopped playing with and put that on table. You're right, I'm disgusting, but your husband and your in-laws are more disgusting. He stand up from couch and start walking towards her. She gulped and start walking back. How easily they abandoned me, but finally I took my revenge by killing my brother, and now I will kill his unborn child too. His everything will be mine, only mine. No, you won't do anything like that, he laughed. Oh really? Her back hit the wall and he took a final step close to her. And why won't... He lifted his hand to grab her, but she pushed his hand away with her all force and Sanjay fell on ground. He growled in anger and she started running towards her room. He got her from the floor and immediately went behind her.